What's good? I'm John Whoriskey Jr., artist, producer, songwriter. So the album's called See You Soon. Basically, the influence behind that, a couple years ago, about a year and a half ago, I was moving to New York. It was kind of like my transition from Boston to New York, my transition from my career in the movie industry to my career as a musician, which I'm sort of still intertwining right now. But this is kind of the capping off the first stages of my music career. So it was just kind of like saying, hopefully I see my family soon. Hopefully I see my friends soon back home, and then hopefully I see success with everything I'm doing, music-wise. So my first single is called Running, and I think what made that like really so fitting was because it felt like the most like single-sounding song on the album. But it also was like the first song that I produced that was like felt like it was like the signature sound of like how the rest of the album ended up like becoming. So I think that was like a really good fit for the single. And then what's weird is that the Bridges Part 1, which was the track I co-produced with Wonder Boy, that track, like, even though I didn't like, it was a different like production process. I feel like the content on that song like really helped me to like focus everything that I was writing for the rest of the album. So if anything, like that whole like midsection of the album, sort of like everything else revolves around it, and content and production wise. Yeah, so I produced every song. One song I co-produced with a very close musical and producer friend of mine, Corey Emerald. He goes under the name of Wonder Boy as his producer name. We've done a bunch of stuff together, and we also co-produced with another friend of ours, Ridge. And yeah, but pretty much the whole album is self-produced. I think even though I've spent a while on this project, sort of like from beginning to end, writing, producing, and to finally dropping it. I think that the only way that it's really changed is that it's kind of, as I've gone along, my direction and vision for it has like really been solidified more and more as I just realized, like, okay, this makes sense. This is actually like the keynotes of everything, the key points of everything I wanted to say in this project, and then it just helped me to like be able to pinpoint exactly what I wanted to put on here. So usually, and I don't mean this to any disrespect to the genre. I mean, I understand that I'm pretty much a rapper, but when I try to explain like the type of music I make, I pretty much try to, like, the third thing I say is rap, because usually even when I do that, people will look at you and say like, oh, so you're a rapper, and it's just kind of, it's not that that's not what I'm trying to come across as. I think that it is a different sort of niche of the genre, and it's kind of more like a alternative R&B, like pop rap, and I feel like it's more like breakup music, like something that isn't really, I don't feel like it's touched upon as much. I'm not out here saying I'm from anywhere that I'm not. Like, I'm from the woods. I grew up in the suburbs. Like, I talk about that. So I think it's just kind of like a genuine look at my life and me telling it in a story in a format that I want to tell it in. See, I feel like my piece of the genre is just like, I mean, there's people doing it right now, but intertwining that sing rap, singing and rapping within songs. So I feel like however an instrumental sounds, or however a song feels like it's going, I just like write it however it feels comfortable, and like whatever feels right for that piece, And I tweak everything. I tweak everything 1,000 times, but I feel like the initial go at it, like, is sort of the like core of the direction of how I would write a song or write a rap, however it turns out. I started playing music when I was like 9 years old or 10 years old or something, I don't know. So I was always like playing music, and I think I started I started as a singer. I was playing guitar. There's actually an acoustic song on the album too. So I think at the core of it, I was always a singer. You know, when I was in high school, some friends of mine and I just were kind of just fucking around with it and like trying to do this silly rap shit that really wasn't any kind of, I didn't have any heart in it. But then like when I went to college and after college, I kind of like realized I was still writing and I didn't realize why I wasn't recording anything. So it kind of all just intertwined. Honestly, I feel like my transition from the movie world to the music world is kind of isn't necessarily like leaving one profession and going into another. I feel like if anything, I'm just sort of moving from one side of the camera to the other, and then it's kind of like allowing me to create my brand as a talent rather than somebody who works behind the scenes. And honestly, I feel like a lot of the stuff that I did behind the scenes helps me to work and make myself into a business, like rather than just seeing myself solely as a creative, as an artist, and needing to use somebody else as a crutch or other people as a crutch. Like there's a lot of things that I've been able to sort of double up on and you know, utilize other contacts and other skills in the music world that I've learned, you know, in my life. Originally, I did write this as a mixtape, and as the journey kind of continued, I ended up signing this distribution deal that I had some songs that had some samples in them that I actually wasn't able to use for the album because I wasn't really trying to get sued. But so I do have some other material that's left over, and you know, there's probably some free stuff I'm gonna give away in the future that I hope people look out for. What's good? This is John Whoriskey Jr. with NEHip-Hop.com. Go buy See You Soon on iTunes. Listen to it on Spotify, any other digital outlet.